This is a documentary about a man named Jeffrey Bottoms. Jeffrey discovered a collection of unfinished stories and drawings by his grandpa Louis. His grandpa Louis recently passed away, and Jeffrey wanted to share his grandpa's stories. Jeffrey will lend his own interpretations, since most of them are incoherent, immoral, and disturbing. These are Grandpa's stories. This isn't one of Grandpa's stories. This is a story about Grandpa and about how he destroyed baseball for Jeffrey and for the rest of the world. Go ahead and tell us your little baseball story.
Well, it's not a little story. It's a big baseball story. Yeah, it's big like your big head. I got a big head. I can't hold my head up.
Okay, I have a big head.
Yeah, I know. Like, your head is so big, I can't believe it's not in the camera shot.
Okay, let's
Should
start
really get
the
that
story.
checked out.
Can we start the story, Jeffrey? Let's start the story.
Yeah, okay. Well, my grandpa, he used to show up to all my Little League baseball games, and he'd show up drunk. Well, he was always drunk. And it was like a 2 o'clock Sunday game. And, I just had it because he'd always used to come up to the backstop, and when he'd yell things at me, he'd spit because he was drunk. I could feel the spit on my neck. And he'd say things like, "Hit the ball, you faggot." "Hey, Jeffrey, why don't you go get me a beer?" Or, "Nice swing, you little fairy." And, I kind of like fairies. I mean, I play Zelda, and the fairy always helps you. So that never really hurt. He should have been a coach, because he was pretty supportive in a negative kind of way. So, well, his, encouragement tactics, it always led me to cry. The team would laugh at me. The parents would laugh at me as well. And the umpires, yeah, they pretty much as well laughed at me. It was pretty funny for them. So then I quit baseball altogether. You're out of here! Field of Dreams my ass. I'd rather watch Waterworld again than play baseball. So basically, Grandpa destroyed my baseball dreams altogether. So, I picked up hacky sack. Well, the team wasn't really disappointed that I quit because my coach actually asked me to leave a few times, and so he wasn't too mad at me. I was pretty bad, so...
But how did Grandpa destroy baseball for the world?
Well, at the same time that I quit baseball, my grandpa was messing around with some local floozy named Tara Chanel. It's a terrible name. She was a black woman. It's true. I mean, once you go black, you can't go back. That's what he said, but I don't know if I could have sex with a black girl because I think they have different girl parts anyway. Tara Chanel was also dating Pete Rose at the time. And Pete Rose and my grandpa were kind of banging the same chick. Grandpa Charlie Hustle! I don't want you to get confused though. It was never a gangbang. It was always separate acts of sex, intercourse. No gangbang. Well, Grandpa was furious at Mr. Rose because he found out that he was banging Tara Chanel as well as him. And he told him, he said, "If you don't break up with Tara Chanel, I'm going to go to the press and tell them that you bet on baseball. You bet on your own team." Well, you see, Tara had the dirt on Mr. Rose. And I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but you ain't messing with no broke person. So Pete Rose never left Tara Chanel. It's hard to leave like a big booty hoe. So my grandpa was forced to report Pete Rose to the bigwigs of Major League Baseball. Say it ain't so, Pete. Say it ain't so. I gotta poop. I'll be back. Oh, sorry about that. Well, Tara Chanel did turn out, in fact, to be a gold digger. And Pete Rose turned out to be a fraud. And Grandpa turned out to just be a big jerk who ruined the game of baseball for me forever. Enough about baseball. It's Sunday. Go Bengals!